The Circle of Possibilities tool. Remember the Circle of Possibilities tool will remind those that haven't been here. The idea is, we'll draw it right here because we have the ability to draw it. Can you people see? There's a little space right here. Okay. Here's the circle. Here's you in the middle. That's you right there. Okay? Here is every freaking thing you could ever imagine. And we're talking green grass, blue sky, big tall trees, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, money, car, health, everything. That's why it's called the Circle of Possibilities. Between you and any of these things, we're going to pretend that they're spread further apart just for illustrative purposes. Between you and all these things, we'll call it like this. Okay? So we'll put one thing out here. And this is you. And this is it. Right? You get it? Everybody see? We like to look at it visually. The Matriarch gave us this. It's kind of like this. These little pie shapes. Well, not pie shapes, but like a ray. Got it? It's very small. Hopefully the people on the internet can see. One of these pie shapes is going to be money, and one of these pie shapes is going to be something else, and something else, and something else, and something else. Almost always money's in there. So here's what you want. A possibility. And here's you now. What we like to say is all these possibilities are actually currently present in your reality. You just have static between you and the possibilities, and we want to get it the hell out so you can enjoy the abundant universe you live in. So Veronica likes to do this exercise when she's laying in bed, kind of like a meditation thing. She imagined herself there, and she was looking forward into a possibility that she desired. In this case, it was partnership. She saw down along the way there was a man standing down there, and she thought, hey, that's cool. And he didn't have any specific face. He just had a man-shaped body. You know what a man-shaped body looks like? It looks like this, with a head, and another arm, and another leg. And that leg's the same length, because he's not disabled, at least not yet, and he's smiling. Okay, there's the man. Kind of looks like a Casper. Looks strong though, huh? That kind of looks like a muscle. We're teasing Veronica really bad right now. She's like, wow, I hope he doesn't actually look like that. One leg's a point and one muscle. Anyway, we're teasing her. We're allowed. It's her birthday. So she sees this man-shaped man down there, and she thinks, okay, that's cool. I'm going to go check out that man shape. And for her, it's very easy, because she's super visual, to see the Circle of Possibilities tool. We don't know if any of you guys use this to see the Circle of Possibilities tool, but you can. Just pretend you're watching a movie. Close your eyes, right? Or dreaming. And as she started to walk down this kind of raised shape, she looked down and she noticed there were all these zombie hands holding onto her feet and her legs. It was kind of creepy. She might just watch a lot of science fiction too. But anyway, they were zombie hands. And they were hanging on to her legs. And she was thinking, this is not going to work out. But, and all of a sudden, the warrior jumped into the scene from up above and landed, whipped out his sword, and cut all the zombie hands off. And then the guardians came. And the guardians and the warriors stood back to back and said, don't worry, we've got this. You go on ahead. The reminder here, of course, is that you don't face this stuff alone. That's just not for Veronica. It's for all of you. Maybe the Matriarch, maybe the girls, right? Who knows? Maybe it's us. That can help you clear this shit. We don't just show up on Wednesday hoping that in 90 minutes somehow everything's going to change. That's a very short period of time compared to the amount of time we don't see you. But energetically, we can support you. You know our energetics. You know what moves when you're here with us. So then after that, she became a ballerina and danced the rest of the way. She's still not sure why. Mostly it's the clothes. She likes those shoes. But you know, that warrior cutting away those zombie hands was the past, right? It was the ideas, the habits, the past, the patterns, the relationships that went directions that you didn't exactly want them to go or wouldn't repeat, let's say. So do you have zombie hands holding you back? Probably, in whatever version you want to interpret that. So how about you all let the warrior cut your zombie hands off of you? And maybe, just maybe, right here is zombie hand cutting off of. And maybe, just maybe, in this pie it's right here. And maybe, just maybe, in this pie it's really close. And maybe, just maybe, in this pie it's right at the end. And when the warrior comes in and cuts away all those zombie hands, all of these places, boop, 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 go away. Mm-hmm. It's like Tetris. You guys play this game Tetris?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The way you play Tetris is you have a computer screen and you have little shapes. And the shapes drop and you turn them, and the idea is to get a solid line. And if you get a solid line at the bottom, that line goes away and everything drops down. And if you don't, then it creeps up to the top and you game over. This is like Tetris. When you get a solid line, it clears out. But in this case, you don't ever lose. But what happens is when you clear those lines, your thing, your circle of possibilities, your thing you wish you had, there's nothing in the way, and you can ballerina dance all the way down. Or whatever you want to do. You don't have to ballerina dance, especially if you don't like the shoes. Is it sinking in?
Mm-hmm.
Do you realize how important this is?
Yes.
This is not little.
No.
The idea here is this. You are going to be uncertain, so you may as well make it an asset. Nobody's taught you how to make an uncertainty an asset. Nobody knows that uncertainty is an asset. Where in the world do you see anyone saying uncertainty is an asset? Maybe one person out of 1,000,000, if that. You see our favorite TV commercial ever. It's not on anymore, but boy, when it was, we just would laugh uproariously every time it came on. They would show a man or a woman, and they were carrying around that really big number. Do you remember this commercial? It was some investment thing. What's your number? And they would carry it like it was a suitcase, under their arm. If you don't have that number in the bank, you are fucked. That's what that commercial tells you. And some of the numbers are really big, like, $1.8 million, right? So that's really good if you're making minimum wage and have 4 kids. Like, what does that tell you? You have no chance. You just thought groceries this week was a good accomplishment, but you're basically screwed. You may as well give up. If you're making minimum wage and you have 4 kids and your number should be like $1 million, and you won't earn $1 million in your entire life. Not save, earn $1 million in your entire life. What does that tell a person? Now, it's supposed to tell you to get down there to that company so they can invest your money and make sure you get your number so that you can feel certain and safe. And then the stock market takes a shit and everybody's scared. And then your number isn't on TV anymore because they're like, oh crap, nobody has their number anymore. So if we tell them they're supposed to have a number and they don't, we look really bad. Oops. We better stop showing that commercial. So there needs to be another plan. We think this is better than a number. We got your number. Right here. Uncertainty. Lots of letters too. You can carry it under your arm. Can you imagine just wearing a t-shirt that says, my number is uncertainty? What people would say to you, they would probably give you space on the bus. Like, we're going to stand over here because you're strange. It's like, yeah, I'm strange. I bet you're scared though.
Of you.
Yeah, that's true too.
I have a good example.
Yep.